Dreadlords serve as the tacticians and infiltration specialists of the Burning Legion. During the second invasion of Azeroth, Mal'Ganis was chosen to corrupt Arthas Menethil, the Prince of Lordaeron, and transform him into the Lich King's champion. After causing the prince to purge Stratholme of all life before its inhabitants fell to the Scourge, Mal'Ganis inspired Arthas to take up Frostmourne. In return, Arthas slew Mal'Ganis and took his revenge. Yet the Dreadlord's machinations did not end there. Mal'Ganis is a melee warrior with strong sustainability and adaptable crowd control. His trait, Vampiric Touch, allows the Dreadlord to siphon health during combat. When assaulting enemies, Mal'Ganis will heal for a percentage of the damage dealt. That percentage is significantly increased when applied to enemy heroes. Fellclaws functions as Mal'Ganis' main damage-dealing ability. When triggered, he lunges in the target direction, damaging enemies in his path. Fellclaws can be used up to 3 times in quick succession and stuns enemies on its third swipe. Due to its forward momentum, Fellclaws can be used as an initiation tool or a last-minute escape. Necrotic Embrace serves up a 1-2 punch of AoE damage and survivability. With a burst of shadow magic, Mal'Ganis instantly deals damage to any nearby enemies and gains armor. Combined with Vampiric Touch, Necrotic Embrace can offer a significant burst heal if multiple enemy heroes are hit at the same time. Night Rush offers enhanced mobility combined with dynamic crowd control. After a short channel, Mal'Ganis lifts off the ground and gains increased movement speed. While floating around the battlefield, he will sleep any enemy hero he passes over. Night Rush is particularly useful after a successful third hit from Fellclaws or as a surprise CC from a flanking position. Carrion Swarm is an essential tool for any Dreadlord. After a short cast, Mal'Ganis turns into an invulnerable swarm of bats that deals damage over time. When using Carrion Swarm, the healing from Vampiric Touch increases to 100% of the damage dealt, allowing you to literally drain the life from your enemies. Dark Conversion is Mal'Ganis' second heroic ability. After channeling on an enemy hero, he swaps health percentages with his target over the course of a few seconds. If properly executed, Dark Conversion can save Mal'Ganis from certain death while setting up his opponent for an easy finish.
Weak little mortal.
Mal'Ganis excels when facing enemies on his own terms. Surprise attacks can offer incredible combo potential while healing himself in the process. The Dreadlord also does a great job of peeling for his teammates that may be vulnerable in the back line. With the stopping power of both Fellclaws and Night Rush, he has plenty of options for halting heroes in their tracks. At level 1, the Vampiric Aura talent allows Mal'Ganis and nearby ally heroes to heal for 10% of any physical damage they deal to an enemy. Upon activation, the level 16 talent, Blind as a Bat, forces Mal'Ganis to lose all his vision, but completely removes the cooldown and mana cost of Fellclaws for its duration. This flurry of damage and stuns can even bring the strongest opponents to their knees, despite the Dreadlord's temporary impairment. At level 20, Seeker Swarm gives Carrion Swarm's bats the ability to seek out nearby enemies after it ends. The bats deal damage and sleep their targets, allowing Mal'Ganis to stop any retreating foes dead in their tracks. The Nothrazim Lord Mal'Ganis descends upon the Nexus shortly. Make your plans quickly or fall victim to his. Make sure to leave us a comment or subscribe to Heroes of the Storm here and around the web, and we'll see you in the Nexus.
I am eternal!
Alright everybody, Professor Bobo here, and joined by the one and only, the Young Crow. What's happening, brother?
Not a ton, Bobo. I'm super
Hey.
excited to be here tonight for this awesome series between these two teams. They both had quite a run so far in playoffs.
Yes, so tonight we have Division C-East. We have a square and four triangles going up against Gimme the D-Shield. Two teams that were far and away the best teams in terms of record in the regular season. I got to see Minion Miners take a game off of Gimme the D-Shield in the previous round. But I actually have not had an opportunity to have a square and four triangles. I think I had them once earlier in the season, but nothing since then. So I'm just catching up with them here in the playoffs. Listen, it's a good set. There's actually a lot of really good players here. If you guys aren't aware, square and four triangles, and I hope maybe they'll correct me afterwards, I believe this is the University of Kentucky dorm team, because I've seen them on the TESPA leaderboard. And I don't think somebody took the same team name. That would be really weird.
It could just be a really popular name.
It's one of the most epic names I think we've had. That's actually the wrong. Hold on a minute. That's the wrong thing. Where's my C-East playoffs? Ah, there we go. Let's change that up. Okay, so just to recap the C-East playoffs, we do have the 1 and the 2 seeds. Square and four triangles have not dropped a map yet. Once again, Minion Miners and Hemibo and crew took one game off of Gimme the D-Shield, but it was not quite enough. That was a fun little affair. We got to see a lot of neat heroes from Veteran Wings, who's actually not going to be here tonight. So we'll see.
Which is heartbreaking.
Yes. Wings is an impact player. In fact, in the 3 games in the previous set against Minion Miners, he broke out in order a Kel'Thuzad, an Alarak, and a Mephisto.
Oh, man.
So it was fun. But he won't be here tonight. Nuts was actually subbing in. And just taking a look right now at the pick and map selections. Gimme the D-Shield had the map pick as a square and four triangles went for first pick. And they chose Infernal Shrines. Crow, what would a set be without a trip to Infernal Shrines?
Well, especially one from Gimme the D-Shield as well. I know I cast them a couple times earlier in the season, and they love this map, and they really like chaining picks off of the Immortal if they can manage to secure it during the objective phase. But like you said, classic map, just in general in HOTS, and I'm excited to see it get played.
Right on. You have Crow Instant Watch. Pokecheck seems to be a big fan. Right on. Good to see everybody here in chat. We're going to draft very shortly, so let's just do that in record chat a little bit. Hey, how's everybody doing? Let's go. Game time. Game number 1. This should be a fun set.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into this draft. I love watching the drafts. This is my favorite part of being a caster, just watching drafts.
But it's also really cool because these are two teams that will play some different stuff. But also, I mean, we've just been able to really sit back and watch all the triple ban shenanigans that have come through this season.
Do you think we're gonna see anything particularly wild tonight? Maybe someone breaks out double support finally.
You know what? I've talked about that with a few people. I do not understand why we haven't seen that enough. It seems really strange that double support has not become a thing. There's the Alex ban. Alex is a Gimme the D-Shield special.
Yeah, and she's extremely powerful on maps like Infernal Shrines, where you have these long spaced out objective timers that you can always have Dragon Queen up for them. And not surprised to see her go.
Minion Miners actually banned out Alex on. Wow, they actually went for the support choke. They banned out Alex.
Yeah, they're going for a support choke. That's crazy.
In 3
we're gonna see Kane.
Kane. We got Tyrande. Although Tyrande is not great on Infernal, she's still an exceptionally good healer. I've seen a ton of Brightwing, and that could definitely come into effect. But we do get Jaina as well as Raynor. So one team targeting the supports, the other team targets ranged, and Diablo goes first.
Not at all surprised by the Diablo pick here. Absolute favorite amongst warriors. I don't think he's ever going to not be meta. I wish that would change, because as an assassin player, I get really sick of being slammed into walls. But that's why people always pick him up.
He is really the only he's like the only tank right now that you can first pick, and you can feel comfortable that your draft is not just going to get bungled by a number of counter picks.
Yeah, and he synergizes so powerfully with Maiev, with Phoenix, like, because it gives you a lot of space to pivot in your draft as well.
We get the Blaze and the Maiev. There's the Deckard, so
that's the Kane.
Top tier support is off the board, and a Gul'dan for the Infernal clear, just to get rid of the Minkies on the point. The Maiev Blaze combo is interesting. We don't know if this is a main tank or an off tank Blaze. I have not seen a lot of main tank Blaze. This is a fantastic map for him as well, and they also do have the opportunity, Gimme the D-Shield here, to focus on the off-laner bans, as that is a selection that has not yet been picked up by a square and 4 triangle.
Yeah, there's the Phoenix ban. Not surprised by that.
The lack of a Dahaka ban surprises me a little bit. Or Urel.
True.
And I don't know why you're loud either. I don't know how to change that. I don't really press buttons that well. Don't worry about it. You're fine. I'll keep turning it down a little bit, but I don't want to lose the desktop audio. Okay. Let me know if it gets too low, fam. We'll figure out what we do.
I'm adjusting myself. So stream, if you hear me too quiet, say something. Let me know when I'm good. After this point, I've dropped my gain down by about 9 decibels.
Discord calls are loud. Tyrael Kael'thas. The Tyrael Blaze combo is awesome. It hit a high note like at the beginning of the season, and teams were breaking out a lot, and then Tyrael kind of fell away. The Tyrael, along with the Maiev, is a very clear sign that this is going to be a Warden's Cage and Sanctification kind of play. There's the Dahaka. And a Zul'jin!
So I kind of love having both Blaze and Tyrael on the same team, because between Bunker and Sanct, you have so many tools available to you to just like say, let's not have this team fight at the moment. Like, we see what you're doing, guys, but let's just not deal with your Wombo. Let's not deal with Lightning Breath. If the Sanct is really good, it'll negate the Horrify. We'll have to see.
That overlap is just who pressed the R button. I think it's virtually the same amount of time for both of those abilities to activate. Man, that's okay. The interesting part of this, again, is that Gimme the D-Shield went with the Phoenix ban, and they let Dahaka through. So we're going to see I make memes on the Dahaka, and I do want to see how much value the Shapey Boys are going to get out of that. That was a pick that we thought could have been banned out. And Dahaka just beats Blaze right now.
Oh, man, thanks. Gotta say thanks to Fear for the signal boost on Twitter.
Hey!
See if we're bringing one in.
Caboose
I actually like
actions.
both of these comps a lot here. I think that D-Shield can run the risk of being surprised in a team fight. If they don't get their defensive reactionary abilities down properly, they're going to get steamrolled by Gul'dan, by Zul'jin, by Diablo. However, if they pick the fights or take them on their own terms, I think they stand a pretty good chance here.
There's a high level of execution anytime you bring in a Tyrael comp, and then we do have the Kael'thas and the Tyrande. It's going to be a fun one. Listen, it's Infernal Shrines. We like to get a Bloodbath. We like to get those level 20 all-or-nothing fights. Let's see what we got here. On the side of a square and 4 triangles, Joe is going to be playing the Diablo Dark Shadow on the Zul'jin. I make memes on the Dahaka. Mortician will be playing the Deckard Cain, and Wise Guy on the Gul'dan.
On the red side, for the D-Shield themselves, we got the Doc on Tyrael, Samwise on Maiev, Bashing on Kael'thas, Pandemona, which is a name that I love, on that Tyrande, and in the top lane, hitting up already, is Nutster on the Blaze. Huh.
Tyrande versus Cain is interesting. It's not considered to be a great Tyrande map, but she's still a very good hero. And the other side of that is that if you're going for a wombo combo with Warden's Cage, dropping a Starfall on it will make everybody go away even faster. This looks like to me like a Warden's Cage, Starfall, Phoenix, and then Blaze just lighting
the
everything.
Mark upgrade on Starfall.
I'm not sure I've seen that. We had the Shooting Star last night just to get the auto attack upgrade. We were hoping for the extra Lunar Flare kill. That didn't quite come through. What's that Tyrande level 1? What do we have here? We have Kaldorei Resistance, the spell armor
instead of the cleanse. I feel like the repeatable cleanse against the Diablo would have been really, really nice. There is a bit of a window during the overpower when Diablo is picking someone up where you can cleanse it off with Tyrande's Q and it'll just drop right in front of him. I'm just surprised to see Pandemona not go for that here.
I do think that the one issue that you have is that it's social attunement is it slows and stuns, right? So you're not going to be able to stop the Deckard Cain roots. You're not going to be able to stop Horrify. And I do think that and this is where it kind of comes in. Kaldorei Resistance took a nerf. It used to be 15 spell armor. Now it's just 10.
Yeah.
So
now it's capping at 20 instead of 30.
Yeah. I mean, you're negating a lot of Gul'dan damage, but we'll see if Joe.
Well, you're not negating the Zul'jin damage.
Yeah, on the Diablo as well. I don't know. I don't think is this a mage Zul'jin? No, of course not.
Nuster looks like he's struggling in the top lane a little bit here against I Make Memes on Dahaka.
The Blaze changes, which were meant to propel him into more of a main tank role, hurt him, I think, most especially in the early game. It just seems like he struggles a little bit more to clear the waves, and Dahaka is, I think, clearly the number 2 offlaner in the video game right now. Last night, got to see an MVP. Triple Dahaka, 3 wins. Hero's pretty good.
Hero is pretty broken.
I like what Joe's doing here on the Diablo. You can see he's been positioning aggressively with the lack of...
I think that could have been a real Jin kill there if Samwise had been a little bit more snappy on the Umbral Bind. Just barely misses it.
The Diablo comp is going to boss the rotation phase, and we've been seeing that, but right now, Square and 4 Triangle stepping up. Diablo in a little bit of pressure here. Looking to run it down. Lunar Flare misses. They take a lot of damage.
It's actually a really, really favorable trade for D-Shield. I mean, it's not really going to matter too much because Kane is Kane, but just the way that fight went, they might have a chance. Kel'Thas is getting a lot of really, really impactful flame strikes out. Living Bomb not doing a ton of work, but no one really ever expects it to. But the flame strike damage is there, and it's been good so far. So as we head into the first objective phase, it's going to be interesting to pay attention to Bashing's positioning as the front lines start to skirmish.
This is very neat in that we have 2 teams that have picked mages that are decidedly sort of late game and are going to take a little while to stack. D-Shield definitely wants to get the level 10, but maybe they're thinking about picking up the Diablo kill. Joe in a bit of trouble there.
Right?
The charge. The root comes through with Kane, trapping both of his
Jin's
allies.
down the lane, fighting with Maev.
This is a scrappy fight. 20 skeletal defenders have been picked up. If Wise Guy isn't pressured, Gul'dan should wind up clearing this pretty easily. Joe goes in, hits a stun on Tyrande, who responds with a Lunar Flare. The root comes through. Good zone. Dr. Shelley is in big trouble. Material makes it out with the Eldruins. Dark Shadow's just been hammering Samwise here. Nobody has stepped out to punish either of those 2 heroes. And with 32 skeletal defenders, it does look like a Square and 4 Triangles is going to pick up the first Punisher, and it is a Mortar John Cena.
I think that was a really telling first skirmish here.
It's pre-10, right? Like, this is a huge wombo.
It is pre-10. But it looked like the assassins on the D-Shield side of things couldn't find a safe angle to approach and get past the front line that the shapes were throwing at them.
Like I said, it takes a while for
Tyrion to get onto the Gul'dan.
They have the ability to flank. The worry for them, I think, is that they need to get down to the objective very, very early, and it may wind up making their engagements a little predictable. They cannot afford to have Blaze be beaten by Dahaka.
Mm-hmm.
They only do wind up losing a wall. The well actually does remain, and it's silver linings there for the shield. And both teams hitting level 7. Pretty standard talent builds. We do get Canon's Cube for the Deckard Kane. Samwise with a pull there. Does find Wise Guy. Lunar Flare comes through a little bit late. Diablo does wind up eating it, and the bombs are getting spread. Dark Shadow is low. Trying to make the most of that attack damage. A lot of trades. No kills.
Yeah. A pretty high energy, low kill game so far.
Not what I was expecting from Gimme the D-Shield. They are proponents of the bloodbath.
They love to start those bloodbaths. And it looks like they've been trying to. Just neither of these teams. There's a lot of respect coming out of both of the teams and the way they're approaching these fights and these skirmishes, and neither one seems like they want to commit to a gamble quite yet this early into the first game of the series. I think once one of the teams decides we're all in, we'll see some of that stereotypical bloodshed, but until then, I think we're in for some more careful skirmishing.
And a bit of a merc trade, and a positive one for Square and 4 Triangles that they look to take the neutral bottom mercs. The next objective is going to be top. That should be, I think the 30-second window should be up somewhere in the next 30 to 45 seconds. But listen, they're flexing a little bit of that macro strength. They'll win the race to 10. At 6 minutes in, it takes about 6 to 7 waves to go from 9 to 10. We see Dahaka up top, some merc pressure mid.
Siege is coming out in the bot lane. Kel'Thas needs to be clearing that. I don't know what he's quite so afraid of. Diablo's a little bit too far away. He could have gotten some flame strikes out there. Now he's actually in danger once he finally steps up.
As we get the root, Kel'Thas is going down. And on the backside, Samwise trying to make a play with the Umbral Bind. Does pull 2 targets in, but nothing doing. Dark Shadow on that Zul'jin has been hovering at about 25% health, and that's where the damage certainly is coming through on the Z to the J. We do see Zul'jin already pacing everyone in terms of hero damage. Gul'dan not too far behind. And in terms of stacks, he's up to 13. 26 stacks on Corruption. Joe's looking for a pick in the bottom lane here. This is a level 10 rotation. We've got Tazdingo, Lornado, Horrify, Isolation. Joe's holding. Shelly's been found out. Needs to use Eldruins. He gets flipped back. The Lornado's there. One more bump. Little bit of range. Look at that poison.
Oh, he's going to make it. I spoke too soon.
There's the
He
shield.
got the shield. Was he going for the well?
I might have even... Listen, that was just a really good bit of distraction because that's going to allow Gimme the D-Shield to pick up level 10 before this objective is started by really either
that
team.
was a 10,000 IQ well dive.
He is a doctor.
Yeah.
Keeping an eye on the level 10 pick
Healing
shot.
right now. Kane is outstripping Tehran very, very, very quickly. She's not able to get the resets on her Q with her auto attacks just because you can't step up to auto attack Diablo.
And we do have Shadow Stalk. So we get the Wombo, but we don't get the Starfall. We've got Warden's Cage, Phoenix Sanctification, and Bunker. Diablo does go with Lightning Breath. And I mean, this is just a free clear. The members of Gimme the D-Shield just didn't have any time to get up. Dr. Shelley had to back. And you can't start a fight without Tyrael. And they can't pick up a monkey without him. And that is the second objective captured by a squared 4 triangles.
But they will have their own heroics to defend with here.
The clear is not great. It's just bashing. Blaze is trying to get some soak. He'll wind up sliding on in there. Nutster coming in from the bottom.
Haka does have Brushstalker available to him.
It's half
We
health.
didn't see Nutster go for the flank there.
It's a frozen Punisher. There's a bush right there. There's a Horrify. Let's keep an eye on Dahaka, see if he comes in. Dr. Shelley's the lone member that went up to drag in the wrong way.
CC's not quite there.
And Cena just kind of runs it down. I can't believe he only got 1 kill in this game.
It's absurd for like how much kill potential both of these teams have. They've only given us 1 kill. I feel a little bit gypped. I make memes down in the bot lane. He's gonna be picking
Minions.
No, not gonna quite getting before. He probably could have stayed there without being too much danger.
Not a big deal. That's 1 auto attack or 1 spell.
Yeah, that's as soon as the shapes want the fort dead, they're gonna. It's dead.
We're keeping an eye on here. Dr. Shelley with a little bit of a check. Finds the Diablo. Samwise there on the Maiev, starting the camp. Dr. Shelley looking to make this long, aggressive rotate and trying to find a little bit of trouble. Looks like both teams will trade out Khazra camps. Samwise caps.
And now they're gonna head to the bot lane. It looks like the shapes are gonna make the play for opening up bot here.
And they'll have the 13 advantage with this wave being cleaned up. We see Joe there. Shelly hanging out. This might be the opportunity for them to, and this is for square and 4 triangles, try to press a little bit of an advantage once they picked up the 13 talent tier fight. This fort is gone. 1 Diablo W should do it. Keep an eye on Joe here. He's low. Kane moving in. There's the jet propulsion and the fear, but Blaze is sent the wrong way. I Make Memes has a long way to go to hit a drag.
He's actually sent through the Tyrael speed boost.
13 talent tier was picked up. Samwise goes in without the talent tier, but knowing that there isn't a Horrify, he goes in and he makes the play. There's the Lightning Breath. The bunker comes out. Everybody's trying to shield themselves. Sanctification does go down. Everybody's inside the bunker. Maiev trying to find a way out. Well, look at the Q resets on Samwise, who is low.
No one's paying attention to Zul'jin.
Oh, he's just ripping
pulling
through the back
down.
line. And there's the Tazdingo. There's another kill picked up. Joe
And he
goes
walks
in.
away. Oh my god, Dark Shadow. He was invisible in that fight. He was just standing there the entire time, axe after axe, into Kel'Thas's head.
And, you know, the pressure that was put on by Diablo at the front line, Joe just rips the Lightning Breath, and immediately Nutster makes the right play. Just bunker, let's just hang out, see what we can get done. But the Warden's Cage did not get a lot of value because you've got the cage and the bunker. And Samwise took a lot of damage from Diablo during the initial engage, and he just felt like he couldn't get the Q resets. And that-
Samwise went in as his team pulled back. And so by the time that the rest of the D-Shield stepped up to follow up on the Warden's Cage, Samwise was already, 3rd health. And couldn't stick around for the fight.
We finally get a little bit of a melee. 4 kills to 0 in favor of a square, and 4 triangles. They will, let's see. in order to get to 16, they're going to grab a camp. They'll leave Dahaka up top. They really don't have any rush. They can wait for the 16 talents here advantage. Joe just dodging that gravity lapse. Let's take a look at the damage. Dark Shadow, again, leading everybody. 27k right now.
How aggressive D-Shield's comp is. Whenever they see Zueljin half his own health, they should just go on him.
You gotta watch.
That hasn't happened yet.
I think they're afraid of the Diablo, and there's a big lightning breath. Shadowstalk comes out. There's the bunker as well, and Phoenix to answer the Warden's Cage. Wise Guy is the target, and there's the Horrify. Maya getting bounced around. I Make Memes is here. Dahaka holding the front. Tyrande goes down. Wise Guy looking for a way out. There's the Sanctification. Samwise moves through it, but takes the poison damage. Dark Shadow on the backside is going to auto-attack that Kael'thas away. Blaze the only person alive. Nutzer's noping on out of there with a jet propulsion and another winning team fight.
Yeah.
For Square and 4 Triangles. Oh, Dark Shadow.
Tyrande hopped in the bunker at the start of that fight and expired. She came back out and she's like, oh, nope, still a bad situation. Just died.
Oh, God. Zueljin? Okay. I thought maybe Dark Shadow would have thought about it.
That's what's missing from D-Shield's comp, is when they're popping Sanct, when they're popping the bunker, they don't have any tool to turn the tide of the fight in that period of respite. They're in a bad situation and they stall it, but then their Sanct runs out, the bunker breaks, and they're still in this terrible situation.
Well, what we can see happening here is they're responding to the Diablo, and then the communication isn't quite there. They need to reset the fight entirely. They're trying to fight through the mess. And we saw Phoenix and Warden's Cage go out early. Meanwhile, everybody's trying to disengage and stay out of the lightning breath from Diablo. If they... And listen, this might be game here. You've got an exposed keep. You need a couple of kills. Maybe 2 kills would probably do it. I'm not sure how aggressively Square and 4 Triangles are going to play this. Only 14 minutes in. I Make Mean steps up. Does find Tyrael.
Oh!
Wow. Oh, and the
Tyrande
laser!
Health bar. That is absolutely brutal. That should be game here. They're missing their support.
Half
I was
health.
looking for a pick.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it.
Little bit of trait value there. I Make Memes at the front. Really started that off by pulling the Tyrael in and then just sort of forcing the engage with the wall. And they keep right behind. This is going to be a very quick and efficient win for a Square and 4 Triangles.
3-level lead at the end there.
You know that whenever you break out the Maiev comp, it's important that you don't lose too hard early because you're going to be lacking a little bit of wave clear, and you have Tyrael, and a defensive Tyrael is in the objective phase can be okay, but during the laning phase is really difficult. It's very tough to get picks. Even with the Tyrande, you just don't have a tank that has any form of lockdown. You're kind of relying on Kael'thas and Maiev to combo really well. And tonight, Gimme the D-Shield is without veteran wings. So listen, they're without an incredibly strong player, and you could tell, like, the synergy there, just not present early, but they have 2 games to try to come back and see if they can advance.
Yeah, they have a little time here in between the games. They can take a moment, collect themselves, say, guys, it's just game 1. Try and get back on the same page. They likely didn't have a warm-up game or anything like that.
Probably not.
So if you consider that their warm-up game, maybe as we move into game 2 here, they'll be able to bring their A game.
I like the draft. Dr. Shelley also on the Tyrael, thumbs up. Anybody who plays a good Tyrael gets a salute in my book. I started playing competitive just so I could try to get a little bit of Tyrael action. Listen, it's a bold pick. I think he played it pretty well, but again, like I said, in situations like this, they need where they run into the Diablo and they want to bunker and they want to sort of disengage from the fight. They need to make sure that they back up as a team and then trade the cooldowns out and then go back in for that big wombo combo. I think that was.
And if there's any slip up in the bunker Sanct coordination, they get horrified while they're grouped, and then it's just over. I think the Gul'dan pick was really, really smart. I don't know if they saw the Tyrael coming, but
tough.
Definitely something that's really, really tough to overcome.
Actually, I have the wrong ban up, so I gotta change that out because that's not right. This was banned, and this was picked. Thank you, Weenus. We are headed to Dragonshire for game number 2. So we're changing things up. We go from a map which is based around, hey, let's meet up as 5 people, and let's just oil up and get to it. And now we head to Dragonshire, the I want to. I guess it's debatable. I feel like it's the preeminent sort of macro smarty pants map here in Season 5. We don't get a lot of Sky Temple, but we do get a lot of Dragonshire. It's banned out by a lot of teams. A lot of teams don't like playing it because it requires a really strong macro sense.
It also requires a Dahaka. Ban or pick.
Yes. I mean, Dahaka works. There's other globals you can play in here. Like, I hope to see Brightwing. I've enjoyed seeing Brightwing here in the post-rework. There's a number of different bands that you can go with. Excuse me, not bands. Number of different builds. I don't really think there's too much of a consensus about how you can play Brightwing, but she does function very well here on Dragonshire.
I know I personally love playing Q build Brightwing. I think I'd strongly consider Hypershift for D-Shire, but I would be happy to see her, but I wouldn't expect it. You know, I'm not holding out hope for a Brightwing pick after the way the teams were drafting that first game. They're both wanting aggressive comps. I don't know if either the shapes are gonna change gears to keep D-Shield off balance, maybe play one of those slow macro oriented team comps to try and like outwave clear them, or if D-Shield's gonna say, okay guys, we don't have the execution tonight to pull off an aggressive comp, we need to do something different. So we could see a more macro oriented comp and a slower playstyle from one of these two teams. I'm just not sure that we will. From the shapes perspective, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. When D-Shield brought us to Dragonshire in the previous round 2 of the playoffs, they did break out the Mephisto, but that was wings on the Mephisto. So I don't know if that's in play here tonight. We'll try to find out. Not really sure. Shout out to Shadow August on Pokecheck. Is he a Crow follower? I've seen Pokecheck around a little bit. Pokecheck, right on. There were a lot of people excited to have Crow here. Just FYI, Crow is going to be joining me for the grand final, as I will be
the absolute winner takes all.
Oh baby, and that'll be up on the main NGS Twitch page. But you're gonna be here with me. Who else? Oh, we got Linehouse.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
I forgot about
from one night and one night only. Handsomest TriCast in the amateur scene.
Oh god, thumbs up. All right, we got one team ready there. Right now in the lobby. Let's make sure everything's good. Yes, we got all the cool things going on. So Dragonshire and Infernal.
Oh, Brightwing's still banned, correct?
Is it?
Or might it fixed?
Because we unbanned it, and then did we ban it again?
Banned it. I didn't double check. I'm double checking now. Let me see.
I thought the bug actually. No, I think you're right. I think the bug came back.
The last announcement is
it should be banned.
She is banned because the first bug was that the first bug was that hypershift healed vehicle.
Yes.
The new bug is that if Brightwing is in a vehicle, Soothing Mist still functions.
Can we get this fixed, please? My bad. No, I like I said, I remember. Like I said, I remember they fixed it. I remember that Tyrande, so Shadowstalk is actually still out, but Tyrande can be.
I was so ready. We were deciding about the Brightwing, and I was like, yeah, okay, Brightwing. Well,
all right, both teams are ready.
Bugs, kids.
Let's go. Game number 2 between a square and 4 triangles, and Gimme the
We've got to see the Dahaka ban. Like, we've got to.
Okay, the last 4 games that I've casted, I've had a Dahaka, and Dahaka has won every game. Like, do I have to go move him up on my tier list? Like, what do I got to do?
Stats of the Storm, Dahaka's win rate is astronomical this season. It's ridiculous.
I mean, it was such an easy Urel ban early in the season, and even though Blaze was still good, like, we're just talking about a global, and Dahaka is, I just have to admit it, he's an easier hero to use. You know, his benefits go beyond just, the macro. Just the AFK wave clear, the strong level 20 talents as well really help out.
They're going to go for the support choke again, it looks like.
No, white man.
Shout out to Turd.
I think Diablo and Dahaka would make for very good bans here.
Yeah. I do not disagree at all.
And we really don't know.
Open up the warrior field. Oh, there's the Garrosh. Okay, I can understand that. So much of Deshire's game revolves around controlling the triangle, the Bermuda Triangle of unknown vision in the middle of the map. Garrosh is extremely good at doing that.
So let's see.
Like if you can pick up like a Diablo or Garrosh with a strong source of wave clear, and you just out wave clear your opponents, catch them in the triangle.
And there's the Alex ban. Man, nobody. So I didn't catch Gimme the D-Shield too much in the regular season, but just people are not allowing them to have the Alex. And I'd like to see them use that a little bit more aggressively here. They're getting support choked. You can answer that very effectively by, making a play here. You could even make the play for the Kayn early on the first pick. They go with a Rainer ban.
Yeah, they're sticking to the Rainer ban.
I'm not sure.
I love that. Especially if they just showed, like, okay, we can just play Zul'jin. If we need range sustained damage, like, let's just go Zul'jin. Like, is Rainer really that much scarier than Zul'jin in this in a comp?
Like the thing about Rainer is he's not really scary. He's just good everywhere. Like he's a Swiss Army knife. He fits in just about every single comp, and he's got 2 heroics. There's the Diablo again.
The first pick Diablo. Yep.
I don't want to say expect. I would hope for something along the lines of like a Dahaka, and maybe take the Kayn. Maybe take the Kayn away.
I would hope Dahaka Kayn here.
And the Genji.
Oh, they're going Genji. Ooh. Genji is very easy to play against these days.
It's there's a lot of opportunity here for a Square and 4 Triangles to make the smart picks. I mean, the Kayn that they played so well, still on the board. Remember, they have the Phoenix ban, and Phoenix can do pretty well into Genjiro.
Phoenix even does all right into Dahaka. Like, not superbly well, just because Dahaka has the sustain. They're gonna go Rhaegar. Okay, I'm excited now. This is gonna be some aggressive fighting.
I pick up the Jaina, and that leaves a wide variety of flexes available. I would love, and I don't know if I'm going to get one, I'd love to see a Medivh top this off.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Just grab the poly, for Genji. You don't really need leyline. You're really looking to just, make one targeted pick. Again, not sure if they got into the pool, but when you look at when you look at a comp like this and you look at Rhaegar, who still struggles to protect himself and is very often the target of the other the enemy team's ire, an extra support really can help protect him and allow him to dive a little bit deeper. And
yeah, I agree 100%.
Medivh would work out well. There's the Anaban.
Yeah, there is an Anaban. What do you do when Medivh portals a Diablo behind your team?
Panic. You panic.
Die?
Yeah, because he's going to devastating charge the opposite way and then overpower, and it's like, well, where'd our support go? And over there, and then dead. Pandamoda complaining in chat, they don't like my Alex. I think everybody respects it. Maybe like isn't the word. Johanna and Deckard Cain are picked up.
They do get the Kayn this game. But it's only because the Shapes wanted them to have it. Like you pick Rhaegar early in this draft because you're giving Kayn up, and so you're 100% acknowledging and accepting the fact that you have to play into Kayn, which means that you have a game plan that doesn't care what Kayn is trying to do for his team. So I think we'll see some more aggression.
I like the Hanzo pickup.
Yeah. I like the Hanzo pick a lot.
Joanna right now is going to struggle mightily to put any kind of backline pressure on. Jaina may just be the easiest target, but Hanzo is just going to be far, far back. It's going to take a hard dive. But they don't have any wave clear outside of Joe.
Yeah, they need something to follow up Genji.
I mean, do you go all out here?
They could go Mephisto. They could go heavy or die. They could go like a really weird Zeratul pick.
Cassia.
They're gonna go Cassia. I think that Jaina is gonna be safe. Like,
I'm trying to set this fight up. Bashing's gonna have to be crazy aggressive and is going to have to burrow deep. And anytime you've got a Dahaka, when you're looking to make burrow plays, you've got to try to figure out how to put the enemy team between your tank, your engage, and the Dahaka. It can't just be the sort of side flank and then try to run it down.
And to top it off, even if Dahaka gets that deep flank, manages to get the pick, the rest of the D shield has to ignore the Diablo. And that is easier said than done. Okay, hear me out. Crazy idea.
Hit me.
Flex build Genji to counter Lightning Breath.
God, just go with the deflect talents and just stand in it.
Just stand in it.
Oh my god, get out of here with the memes. Hey man, it's C-Div. We can see Genji on this map. You can go a number of different ways. We'll see. There's a couple of different flex talents. Lightning Breath was countered by the blades in the bunker, but it obviously was a cause for concern in game number 1.
Incredibly effective.
Yep. All right, looking to even this series out. Give me the D shield. Dr. Shelly on the Johanna. Bashing, do a little bit of a dance on the Dinosaur, playing the Dahaka. Samwise on the Genji. And in Pandemona on the Dahaka. Don't forget about Nutster. This is going to be neat. We got a Cassia.
Yeah, and on the blue side, hoping to close out the series quickly, we have Mortician on... Who is that? They're hiding in...
On the
in
Jaina?
one.
Nope,
Yeah.
on the Hanzo.
No, it's on the Hanzo. There you go. I make means on that. Dark Shadow's the one on the Jaina, prizing the damage roll. And Joe and the Diablo and Wise Guy Rhaegar. Some aggression here, not getting punished for at all.
I know.
He's just standing in front of your wall, guys.
Playing a bit of an aggressive puffer. Dark Shadow also sliding in. And I make means just drops a spooky hand, puts out a little bit of damage. Decent bit of trading. Samwise.
It is mind-boggling to me that Dark Shadow and Wise Guy get to play that aggressively without any attention paid to them. I wonder who's being so distracting.
Could be that big red animal.
Ooh.
I missed that. Wise
Look at
Guy.
he's got
Did he get the
he
butt
got
bite?
several arrows in the posterior.
And then the butt bite to finish it off. That's
Yeah.
Okay, Rhaegar, I see you. Listen, I've been skeptical of Rhaegar here in this season. I thought there was a period in which he could have really seen himself rise up as a third support, but then we got the Tyrande rework, we got a number of buffs to different heroes, and he's just fallen off. I haven't seen very much of him. But this is what Rhaegar does. Find a pick early, start camping.
They've actually swapped, they being the D shield, have swapped Nutster down onto the second assassin role rather than off lane. Which,
Bit of an adaptation.
a little bit of an adaptation in the draft.
Bashing-
I didn't catch it until just now.
Bashing's a really good player. Bashing can flex over. I've seen Bashing play both heroes on the backside, on the backline heroes, and I've also seen him play the off laners here. I make memes makes the first move. We keep trying to keep an eye on bottom lane. A little bit of pressure there from the Giants as Ju escorts them on up to the wall. Jaina, Rhaegar, V, Johanna, Genji. Pandemona will show up. Wise Guy avoids the condemn. Level 4, and the early pickup is here. Keeping an eye on Joe. There's Iron Skin. Mortician making his way up. There's not a lot of delay. We'll look for the
Pick
Q.
up DK here. Oh, Genji gets it.
Samwise. And look out for Bashing. Here comes... Definitely looking for Dark Shadow. Wise Guy could be the target as well. Joe's there for the peel. Mortician has a long way to go and no walls to jump over. But Samwise is low and Bashing is out of mana. Leoric in the top lane gets a little bit of passive push. He might meet somebody in the middle. Cassia.
D shield does neutralize bot shrines.
Yes.
They're back to neutral here.
Oh.
You can already see that they're falling a little bit behind in wave clear. You mentioned it in draft. Really, all D shield has is Joe. The shapes have Jaina. They have Rhaegar. Even Hanzo has moderately okay wave clear. He's got explosive arrows.
Yes. It's a Q build. He's actually went for target practice at 1. Interesting.
Which is amazing. I love it.
A bold move. Listen, people have been trying all season to try to figure out the different forms of Hanzo builds. Honestly, as long as you take explosive arrows at 4, play around. If you feel like you get more out of a different build, okay. But please take explosive at 4. Bashing.
Ooh. Drake barely misses there.
He's been close.
He has been very close.
And we see Nutster in the bottom lane has really
Nutster's doing a
control
great
bottom.
job recapping.
What's the build
Although,
from Cassia? Charge
it's
strikes?
a little bit depressing that the squares have enough time to clear mid, go bot, recapture the shrine, clear bot, and then get back to mid by the time that D Shield has cleared mid for the first time. Bruiser camp about to be picked up for the shapes.
That's the Rhaegar.
Top lane here.
I mean, listen, there are very few heroes that are going to be able to solo grab that camp. Hanzo, post all the nerfs over time, really can't grab camps by himself anymore. But there's the Rhaegar, and I like what Wise Guy's done. A lot of rotating, a lot of wolf form, and now we'll see
I
there's a
actually
play
like
in bot lane.
the Samwise Genji rotation in the top lane here as well, just to help clear the camp, maintain a little bit of pressure on the top line.
Shadow.
Oh,
200 HP. Joe was sitting on the point. I think Diablo might have had an opportunity there to make a play, but he thought better of it, and the focus was on the objective. Up in the top lane, we're going to get a little bit of wall damage. I make memes is low, but is okay. And I have to echo your sentiment. We might have a big root here in the bottom lane. There's Samwise. Mortician doesn't have a jump. Finally, Gimme the D-Shield gets on the board.
Executed.
And Bashing's there. That's a bit of a macro misplay. That's going to cost them the dragon for sure.
Yeah.
They now cede top lane over to Leoric. Here's the aggressive play. We see Samwise, Dr. Shelley, and Nutster looking to... I don't think they want to cap this giant camp. I just think they don't want to give it up.
Yeah.
You can tell that's what
and
their
they were
play is.
hoping to find their opponents there doing the camp, and didn't see it. And we're like, okay, I guess we start poking it, but they do back off, and they are going to do their own sieges here. Because when you get a pick, you want to keep snowballing it by forcing enemy camps if you can. I think that the squares did the right thing there.
And now they have...
Wise guy might be in a little bit of trouble here.
They finally found one of these aggressive Rhaegar rotates. They also get a little bit of damage out onto the Jaina, but Joe's there for the disengage. Pandamoto's in trouble. Puppy Bite comes in. Now Kane backs away. There's the root. 4v3 in mid.
In the bot lane, gonna recap here before Shadow can get the channel.
Oh, there's bashing. Wow, great charge by Joe. You can see the windup on the drag there. Probably had Jaina. Listen, Diablo, first pick Diablos are a thing, and I hope teams will stop letting Big Red go first.
Yeah. I hope that if this series goes to game 3, we see the Diablo ban. Because I think that the Shapes have demonstrated they're just going to windmill slam him every single game, regardless of what's going on.
And like I said, it makes sense. He is the best tank in the meta right now. And again, he's really the only tank that you can first pick and just be like, okay, we can still run whatever draft we want. Memes and bashing.
In mid. Jumps in a little bit aggressively. I don't know what he was looking for there.
That's the burrow by Daka. Hits the drag. Now the trait. Trying to get a little bit of solo action here. There's the spook. Right now we just take a peek at mid there. No real contest, but we do get Samwise coming up. There's the jump over. And then the Wraith walk away. Samwise picks up the kill.
Samwise playing a very clean Genji so far this game. I'm quite impressed.
I do like the extra attention they put on top lane. It's very easy to kill a Leoric in the early parts of this game. And it's really the ticket to winning any objective right now for Gimme the D-Shield is going to be through top. They don't have the control in bottom. They don't have the Merc control or the wave clear. Johanna on her own is just not enough. And now Dark Shadow under a bit of pressure there. There's the fend. Pops Welly. Can control it. The sleep comes through. Wise Guy gets out. Nobody's touched Mortician yet. Rhaegar's okay. Let's see if Hanzo's got a jump. Welly on the backside actually winds up eating a drag. Leoric's in top. He's recaptured that objective. But we keep seeing these aggressive but slightly late burrows from bashing. And if they are maybe 5 to 10 seconds earlier, Dahaka can help pick up another 2 to 3 kills, and then there will be the opportunity for the D-Shield to go for the dragon. But because bashing has been what I consider to be a little late, it's allowed I Make Memes on the Leoric to just recap top, and now the map can get reset.
And I think that's why I've been seeing so much attention paid to top lane by the Genji, by Samwise. Just because you want to free up your global if you're not using it to make a big play. Oh, there goes Bastion with the burrow again.
Keeping an eye on Wise Guy and Samwise in there. Joe has a 2v3, uses the devastating charge to get out. Bashing there looking. Dark Shadow's in the bushes. Actually uses Blizzard. And Leoric just hangs out in top lane and recaps. I Make Memes has really gone down once. Or is it actually twice? Nope, just once in the early game. And just, listen, comfortable sitting in the top lane. The risky play here for a square and 4 triangles is if they want to start making the camp rotates again. Because I think their ticket to picking up the dragon is through the macro.
I think they have enough wave clear and enough kill pressure where if they really wanted to, they could force the bot bruiser camp by delaying D-Shield mid, and then just put so much pressure on bot lane they get the wall.
You see how quickly Mortician caps that camp. Cassia and Deckard Cain take a long time. Pressure will be applied soon to Dr. Shelley. Looking to get that wave up out of the way. There's a drag. Bashing. Still struggling a little bit against I Make Memes.
Goes in trouble.
Shelley eats the Blizz. And we also got Welly up, and Dark Shadow's in big trouble. Another great stay while Unleashed, and Dark Shadow is low, and the Ancestral is not there in time. Mortician gets out with about 15 HP. Oh my god. Jane is the target, and that is yet another pick. This time, however,
she should be. I love that in this game, D-Shield is actually prioritizing backline threats instead of being distracted.
This is a dragon.
Like bullfighters by the Diablo, and this is gonna be Dragon Knight picked up. Let's see what they can get with it here. If they're gonna go straight from mid, I would love to see them open up bot lane.
They don't have
to get that lane.
They don't have a ton of siege damage though, and that'll be a little bit of an impediment. The clear is all right, not great on the side of a square and 4 triangles. They still have to watch out, particularly for that Jaina. And we do take a quick peek at our talents because we do see the Dark Shadow is about 4k away from finishing the advanced ice block. That's going to be a huge power spike and a necessary one.
A little bit less now, 2.5k.
One drop on the dragon gets it done. Another kick. That's Genji in there. He's fine. And Tomb, no big deal. Overwatch characters doing Overwatch things. Mortician. And now Genji's in a bit of trouble here. There's the Welly. Has to use X-Strike defensively.
Shadow with the X-Strike.
I think the Welly cleans up Genji and does. But Jaina does get traded out. So that's a 2 for 1. Leoric being lured. Oh, Nutster. Great isolation to prevent that from turning into more.
Oh, that could have been the Dragon Arrow. I'm gonna stop comically gasping, I think, is my reaction to things. I don't know why it's my default reaction right now. It's just this game is this series is so enthralling. The
combo was there. We got the arrow and the APOC.
I want to see a game 3. What the gas was for.
We could be heading there. 6-2 in terms of kills. 1 level lead now for Gimme the D-Shield. They've just, again, picked on a single target. And listen, eventually if you just keep getting one kill after another, you're going to have an opportunity to catch the dragon. And finally, Samwise obliged.
It feels like D-Shield has figured out their rotations. I'm not 100% sure what they've done. But I think it's Doc just anchoring the bot lane. Being like, okay guys, I'm not going to die in the time it takes you to get to me if I'm in. Like we saw that moment in the first series of picks that led to the Dragon Knight being finally obtained for D-Shield. That Joe spent a period of time just like in the middle of 4 members of the enemy team before even popping Iron Skin.
And it's not just Iron Skin, it is Laws of Hope. And now top lane pressure. Wise Guy and Dark Shadow and Mortician are up there. That's a heavy commit and a very good answer by Gimme the D-Shield as they both. And somebody finally grabbed
his level 13.
Well, you know, sometimes you got to think about it. What's a big deal? What did he grab? Grounding Bolt. Yeah, you got the Lightning Fury slow. I was 100% guilty of being that guy in Season 3. 100%. Bashing in trouble. There's the Welly.
Oh, top lane.
No stun. And Bashing Burrow's bottom. All right. Yep. Nope. You get a little bit of step.
This is extremely favorable for D-Shield. If they can prevent their damage to the keep wall, which they're going to because the shapes are backing off, bot fort is worth a lot more than top fort on this map.
They did have to trade the Burrow for the Welly. Those are decently short cooldowns. But this is a keep wall. This is an uncontested keep wall at present.
And this is why bot lane is so much more valuable. They just have so much pressure with the Merc camps here. And the Knights are going to be pressuring top lane at the same time. They might overstay. Huge Entomb.
But look at that. Just an immediate counter from Cassia. A lot of damage coming out. Nutster in a bit of trouble, but gets away. We saw Cassia finish off Leoric nearly instantly. A great Entomb actually wound up bottling everybody up together for Cassia to get the damage out. So Leo goes down, and now the keep is the target. Nutster with the stay a while and listen, looking to get the disengage. Mortician stepping up. He's got a jump, I assume, available. Genji goes down. Dr. Shelley trying to find a way out. Jaina gets targeted. There's the Iron Skin. Joe wants this.
Oh, Nutster's
Where's the flip?
Eating the potions.
Johanna goes down. That's going to be another kill on Cassie as well. Pandamoto has a long way to go, but does get the root. I Make Memes is there.
Back.
Trait value. And the keep stands.
And the keep is still up. 3 for 1. Keep still standing. They keep their... D Shield keeps their outer wall. Knights were not enough to get through that. Taka is going to head top lane for the point here. We're going to see... No, he's going for the minion wave. Oh, he needs to go straight for point here.
Leoric is sitting mid, and now he thinks better of it. Bashing realizes that there's the burrow. This is going to be fun.
This is Dragon Knight.
Yep.
He's not going to recap in time.
Well played by Square and 4 Triangles, and took a hot second there. Leo was thinking about maybe going for the top keep. But they can get 2 forts out of this and reestablish some map control with the couched experience and all the fortifications that are currently available. I expect, what, a level lead coming out of this, maybe?
I'd say, yeah, about a level. At least half a level, like, minimum.
And take care of that fort. They've almost caught up.
This could, if they play it really well. I think we're at the stage in the game where every team fight with an objective behind it threatens game.
The dragon down to about 50% down. Dark Shadow, listen, has been the target and has been successful. When there's ball lightning, that's a lot of members hit. Now we've got Dr. Shelley on the backside.
Samwise is going for it. Ice block.
Oh, and an immediate response. What a great play by Samwise. And that's also going to cost them Rhaegar. The X-Strike on top. But Cassia goes down. Deckard Cain goes down. Genji goes down to the kick.
Doesn't matter if you're dead if you still get Water Elemental out.
Press that R button before you go down, baby.
That's my Jaina philosophy.
There's the trait. Mortician is there. Do we have a Hanzo error? We do. Keep an eye on Leoric. He may pop out of this dragon and immediately look for the Entomb. It's just the 2 frontliners. There's the Iron Skin from Johanna. Nobody's back for 30 seconds. This is an easy keep. Dahaka missing the drag. I'd like to see a Square and 4 Triangles play aggressively here and just maybe make a couple of aggressive Merc rotations at least.
To keep them around.
Wow. So Jaina and Rhaegar go down instantly and then just dragon things.
Yep.
Augustin in chat, D-Shield's paying attention to backline a bunch. You're absolutely right. They've gone after the Jaina successfully a number of times. But we just saw 2 feet.
The Orc now has the Silence in Entomb.
God, buried alive. It's just...
If he finds another 4-man Entomb, that's it. Done.
Press R and win the video game.
Yeah, remember to turn off the lights anyway. D-Shield needs to be aware of that. If they're not aware of that, as they work to get their own 20, I think that's just going to be it. Especially with now a keep missing the mid lane.
And he needs to hit one of, if not both of, the Cain and the Cassia. The Stay a While and Listens have been fantastic. Pandamoto's done a great job. She just hit that on 3 to 4 members every single time. But it's a different ballgame now that we hit 20. However, Gimme the D-Shield is about to hit 20 themselves.
Yeah, D-Shield shouldn't fight this. Just let them have it. You're not really losing. You get your 20.
Double camp. They have a little bit of asymmetrical pressure. They will maybe eventually get enough push to threaten top fort. But this looks like a keep wall. A Square and 4 Triangles trying to get that structure damage back.
Titan's Revenge out of Castian, so infinite ball lightning. Oh, I love ball lightning.
The Titan's Revenge. Oh, Cassia stepped up.
Oh, Nuster just went in.
And we see Joe inside the buried alive. Pandamoto does step up. The Stay Wall and Listen comes out. Johanna did go down, however. There's the X-Strike, and Jaina Ice Block lives through it. Can we get Wise Guy in there? There's Storm Shield. Genji goes down. Wise Guy making a great play on the Rhaegar there. That might be it. APOC, it missed. Cain, though, stuck.
Pandamoto trying to keep himself alive.
Bashing with a good drag, but there's no keep there for the pressure. Oh, well, that's it.
And that's it. That's the ball game.
Late game team fights. Finally, Dark Shadow living through what was an assault. Shield goes down. This is not the easiest. No, all right, they got that core. Finally, Dark Shadow living a great ice block. And then we saw Wise Guy with the Storm Shield, keeping everybody alive. That was enough. Samwise on that Genjuru was not quite enough. Dr. Shelley says East Beast. Dr. Shelley does not pick up the back-to-back NGS titles, but a great season for Gimme the D-Shield. Unfortunate that it ended at this point. They were a fantastic team.
They've got so far.
They did. But a Square and 4 Triangles pulls it out with the 2-0.
Kind of a rocky start in that Dragonshire game, but they really pulled it together in the late game.
That was a terrible start, quite frankly. This looked like the series was headed right to 3 games, and
and for how stacked their comp was, They shouldn't have had a rough start. They had the wave clear advantage. They had the kill pressure advantage.
What do you feel? I mean, what did it there? It was really 2 team fights.
It was. I think they being the D Shield underestimated Square, or the Shapes. Let's call them the Shapes because their team name is long. They underestimated their ability to fight with one member in the Dragon Knight. I think I'm not sure I would have tried to keep forcing that fight. Joe got punted away. Genji got his pick, and they kept trying to fight after Ellie was out. They were standing in the Dragon Knight fire. I would have just been happy with the pick and been willing to back off, or at least regroup with my front line after they gotten split. Because you're right, they got Rhaegar, they got Jaina immediately, and then the entire team died to Dragon Knight.
I mean, they avoided the big combo from Hanzo Diablo, which looked to be the sort of the crux of what Square and 4 Triangles were looking to do. They avoided it many
Dragon
times.
Arrow, APOC,
Yep.
Jaina damage, and they avoided it like the entire game. But they just had that one bad fight. They had a little bit of a staggered death timer. They didn't secure the top shrine quickly enough, which is why they're in that situation in the first place.
All right,
and then they just lost a little bit of control.
Let's hop over. Let's see if we can get ourselves an interview.
Yeah, let's do that.
Try to ping up one of these fine young players. All right, so we'll end up queuing somebody up here in a hot minute. Congratulations to a Square and 4 Triangles. They move on to the East, through the East bracket, onto the Division C finals by virtue of picking up both of those victories. I'll try to get Crow in here in a hot minute. And as well, I will queue up impressive victory. Congrats to Form Funny guy.
So
There he is. Had to catch him for a minute. All right.
I'm back. I was just rambling to myself in that room.
Sorry, you know what? We both had the Discord on mute, and I bet you didn't hear the thing. Let's see, Square.
You missed my speech.
Well, go ahead. We got a little bit of time. I don't know, really. What were you thinking about that?
If you can repeat perfection. What basically the TLDR was, when you are winning the game, like the onus is on you to be in the driver's seat, right? And when you decide to make calls that are done in a time in which the enemy team can get a sudden lot of value out of it, like this late game, let's fight into an objective calls, you have to be aware that you can just lose off of those. I've lost countless games off of my team being up, but we do something just a little bit wrong. The enemy team gets an objective. The team is still overconfident. We try and start a fight, and then suddenly someone dies, and now they have the comeback XP. We're 5v4. They have the objective, and everything spirals out of control.
All right. We are currently joined by a member of the Square and 4 Triangles. This is the captain, Nighttime Extreme. Congratulations on advancing to the NGS Season 5 Div C Finals.
Thanks so much. It's been a journey.
Has it? Well, you know what? Tell us about it. Where do you guys come from? This is the first time we've seen you guys here in NGS. You know, before the finals, a little bit. You get a little pause for reflection. Tell us about the season. Tell about yourselves. Where do you guys come from? What's the scoop, man?
So let's see. The scoop is we're 5 friends that go to the University of Kentucky, and we're kind of doing this as just a little bit to get our cohesiveness together before Heroes of the Dorm. The University of Kentucky team went to the Final Four last year, and then all 5 of those members decided that they would not do it again this year. So we have stepped up, and so we've been playing pretty casually for about a year together, and then in the past about 2 or 3 months, we've been really trying to hit it hard and get better for the here's the dorm tournament next semester.
Where do you guys feel like you've made improvements over the course of the season, and and this being your competitive foray here in NGS?
I feel like every player on our team has gotten better in their own way. We've all improved in rank. We've all been putting a lot of hours into it, trying to be really a student of the game, just see what we can do better and that sort of thing. And then we've had a couple of different role swaps since the beginning. We've had almost everyone on support at one point in time. So it's been a journey just to see where we're all.
Is that kind of like that saying that everyone should work retail?
Yeah, exactly.
A team should make everyone play support at least a little bit.
Oh,
we all want to play damage, so it's hard to find the person who is best on support and is comfortable on support. So
right on.
We've played. I know in this tournament itself, we've played 3 heroes or 3 players on support.
Right. Yeah, we've seen a little bit of swapping going on, which is always pretty cool, man. I think sometimes when you see that in the regular season, it sort of raises an eyebrow. But I think when you get late in the season, and like I said, I've seen you guys up on the leaderboard for test, but I'm sure I'll catch some games for UK. But you guys look like you had fantastic synergy throughout this series. You guys split?
I love your drafts.
You split the regular season, and I think you were the first team to take a map off of Gimme the D Shield this season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we actually it was the first game at NGS, so we had no idea what to expect, and we came into it, and they played a pick comp with Alarak and Kerrigan.
Yep.
And we were just not prepared for that at all. We were a very green team at the time, and we just struggled hardcore on that against that team. So since we've been trying to practice a little bit against that and been preparing for this for a while, so yeah, we ended up splitting with them the very first match there.
Right on. So game number 1, they take you guys to Infernal Shrines, and that was just a very convincing stomp. Both of you guys exchanged a lot of different target bands. Because I never get to see one, where did the Zul'jin come from? Was that the plan, or was that an adaptation?
We wanted the Rainer.
Okay.
Dark Shadow's very comfortable on the Rainer.
Cool.
And we were like, Zul'jin fills a pretty similar role, so we'll just pick the Zul'jin. And we've practiced a couple times with it, so we know how to try to get him stacks and where I need to position as the tank player to get him stacks. And just we've done a little bit of practice with it. We're still not sure if we're gonna run that anymore, but we've been practicing that, and that's what we felt comfortable with probably the most after Rainer. So that's what we decided to pick up.
Very cool. Crow, thoughts on game 1?
It was extremely convincing. Infernal
Yes.
Shrines is one of D-Shield's favorite maps. Were you guys prepared specifically for that map because you expected them to take you there? Or is it just a map that you're comfortable on yourselves? Were you expecting to win quite as convincingly? Just how did you feel about the map selection in particular?
We're pretty confident on Infernal Shrines. It's one of our better maps. But we knew that they were very strong on it, and that is what they beat us. That's the map they beat us on in the first season, or the first game in the regular season. So we had practiced a little bit on that, and we were prepared for that. We were honestly expecting in the semifinals of the East Coast, we had our favorite map banned out from us. So coming to this game, we were expecting Volskaya to be banned out again. So we went ahead and took the first pick, which is a little unusual for us.
I like it. I like it though. I do. We've seen some map picks. I love first pick, and I think you guys used it very well in both games with that Dibbles.
Yeah, I'm very confident on Diablo, and I felt that he was good on both those maps, so I just ended up taking him.
Right on.
He just sets up for so many
Yeah.
different comps, and he can do so much and just keep himself alive.
Very cool. Game 2 gave you guys a little bit of trouble. In fact, that game looked like it was headed towards you guys losing bottom keep and then potentially losing that game. Talk about the change from when you guys are down, you're down, you're down, and then you finally start to pick up momentum late. I think it was like post 16. When did you really feel like you had an opportunity to actually win that game?
Yeah, we were pretty far down there in the beginning. We were struggling a little bit. Dragonshire were not the greatest on. We just needed to practice a little bit on it. But we've been getting better about playing from behind. So we made some calls and tried to even the XP for a fight from 16 to 18 ish range. And we thought that we could probably get a good Entomb or APOC or Dragon's Arrow off and maybe able to get a pick or two and then just kind of try to snowball that into victory. We're pretty confident in snowballing victories. We've had to practice with that. But once we get behind, but historically we've been really weak. Once we get behind, we're not very strong getting back into it. So it's been nice that lately we've been able to practice that a little bit, and that kind of scenario happened in this game, which was good.
Cool. Crow, anything else for this young sir?
So you mentioned that Volskaya is your favorite map. Where's your least favorite map?
Oh, absolutely. Battlefield of Eternity. We've I think in the regular season we dropped 2 or 3 games on Battlefield of Eternity. We were just not very confident on that. I feel that we play very aggressively, and we play too aggressively into the Immortal and then just get punished by the Immortal stuns. And we're not very patient, and we don't ever want to defend. Even if I play like a Garrosh or something, we'll still go in and try to get for a pick. And I think it's a lot of me. It's mainly on me. I'm just so used to playing engaged tanks and just trying to like the Dibbles.
Oh, right on, dude.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, listen, that's gonna do it here. But I have 2 questions. First off, where the hell does this team name come from? And then 2, please take it away with the shout outs. The floor will be yours.
So I guess I'll start with the question.
I gotta know. It's so long, and like every time I said it, it's like an epic, rousing.
So the story is there's 5 of us on the team, and 4 of us have been good friends since freshman year, and we ended up joining a fraternity, and that fraternity's name is Triangle. So 4 of us are in Triangle, and we've tried to get the 5th to join the fraternity with us. He has refused. So we call him a square. And then thus the name was born.
All right, I'll take that. That's not bad. All right,
that's pretty amazing.
All right, and your shout outs.
Shout out to my team. We've worked really hard this season. We've been practicing, trying to get better. We're really trying to get a good run for Heroes of the Dorm. Maybe we'll win it. That's the goal. Special shout out to Cameron, who plays. He's Wise Guy. He's going to be going to a sub position after this NGS, and we'll miss him a lot. And it's such a shame that sometimes life just gets in the way. And then I'm also gonna take a shout out to all of my fraternity brothers who've stuck around this late. I know it's been, I guess it's not that late.
It's late. You guys are in college, and it's not even 11.
Yeah, what the heck?
I didn't wake up until I didn't wake up till 9 p.m. every night. Are you kidding me?
But at least this late in the stream.
Yeah.
So, thanks to all y'all, and to everyone else who comes and supports us. I know we have a couple dedicated fans that's watched every one of our games. So
all right.
Shout out to all y'all.
Very cool. All right, listen, I look forward to seeing you guys in the finals, and this is my casual reminder. Let me know about those Tespa games. We're gonna catch some games for you guys. It's very cool to see all these NGS teams doing well. Get up on that message board. We'll catch you. All right. Good luck in the finals.
Will do.
Best of luck, guys, and see you then.
All right. So let's get it. Oh no, we don't have the call up. Hold on. Are we gonna go face? Nah, we'll go back there. All right, we're almost done. A little bit of a Bobo slip.
Let's bring it home.
Crow, have you had an opportunity to catch the teams over in the C West division? I know one of them is near and dear to your hearts. That final is Arrogant Nephilim versus Tickle Me Tassadar.
Yes, both of whom I don't think I've cast EMT. I know that I've done an Arrogant Nephilim cast. It's
Right.
actually one of my absolute latest casts of the season. Cause I'm a poor East Coast boy, but I'm really happy to see Arrogant Nephilim coming in at first seed and just demolishing their way through the bracket. I think they've been putting in a lot of work, and it's gonna be a tough one for Tickle Me Tassadar to take down.
Very cool.
Who comes out on top and who we're gonna be seeing against the square?
I think this is gonna be a lit final. Like, I've seen Arrogant Nephilim. I've seen both of those teams. This should be really fun. And listen, I am super happy that I get to cast it with both yourself and Linehouse. We'll pick up.
Which would be great.
We'll pick up Winegrouse soon for the final. But okay, that's gonna do it for me. That other semifinal is Thursday at midnight. That's a late affair, and we'll try to keep an eye on that one. But listen, that's going to do it for me. Crow, where can everybody catch you, especially if they wake up early in the morning and they want to see a hot streamer?
Yeah, if you guys are waking up early in the morning in the East Coast and the Midwest and you want to watch a morning streamer, you can find me at twitch.tv/crow_heroes. We do a lot of stuff. We do a lot of viewer requests, a lot of different game modes. I know we did all the Halloween quests, like a hunt stream basically when they were going on. Play some ranked. It's usually a pretty good chill time for everyone who shows up. We're all pretty close, and I know I see a couple of my viewers here in the chat tonight, so thank you guys for going out and supporting me. Yeah, casting with Bobo. I
think I'm on 6 months. I gotta be up there. I hope I am. But very cool, man. All right, that's gonna do it for us. We're gonna go raid Ghost Dunk. He has a West matchup. He's got Happy Accidents versus ZZZ. So we'll be raiding the Ghost Dunk soon. Listen, that's gonna do it for us. We hope to catch you guys for the Div C-East Grand Final, and of course, in whatever little projects we do. Have yourselves a wonderful evening.